Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're so excited to be here on another Wednesday for Accelerate. And we have a special guest today, Mr. Mark Jacobson. Thank you for being with us today. Mark put his contact info in the chat as well. We're going to be talking all things financial health today. First, I'm going to go through a couple agent wins from September. So thank you for submitting your September feedback surveys. I'd like to start with Karen McKeon from the North Center office. Karen said that she has written some handwritten notes and created a log recording who she writes them to. Not 2 per day, more like 3 or 4 per week. The log is intentionally also handwritten because if I created an Excel spreadsheet, then I would be distracted the minute I open my computer. That is truth. The rest of my notes always text saying how much they appreciate them. Then they ask me what's going on and we reconnect, etc. So Karen, congratulations. I love to hear that you're making outreach and you're making your consistent prospecting efforts. Keep it up. We also have Anna Koenig from the Orland Park office. And Anna says, being part of Accelerate really helps. It makes such a difference knowing I need to jump back on in order to keep moving forward. It's a great reminder and helps keep me accountable. I struggle with prospecting and consistency, but the no cards are making a difference in my mindset. Anna, that is awesome feedback to hear. And that really is a great part of being a part of Accelerate, is to keep you focused, on task, motivated, and help each other within your small groups. So thank you so much for that feedback. All right, let's jump right into it. We're on a little bit of a tight timeline this morning, so we're going to jump right into discussing financial health with Mark Jacobson from Mark Jacobson and Associates. So a little intro about Mark. He has 34 years as a fiduciary. He loves the word fiduciary. So maybe you can explain that to us in a minute, Mark, what that means. He's been supporting real estate agents with their financial security. He's in the top 1/10 of 1% of US financial advisors. Fancy. He also did a TED Talk, which is really awesome. Mark, I don't know if you want to put that, maybe you have a recording to the TED Talk that you could share. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
4 words that kill connection. I watched it. I thought it was really cool. And he is the president of Mark Jacobson and Associates. So hi, Mark, how are you?
I'm wonderful today. Thank you, Angela. You look wonderful today. All bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I love the new glasses. You look great.
Thanks. I've had these glasses since I joined Ad Properties. I used to have blue ones for my old brand. And so when I joined Ad, I was like, oh, I need an upgrade to red for sure. So here we are. So thanks for being here today. Do you want to kind of give a little intro about yourself?
Sure. So, as Angela talked about, this is our 34th year in the business. And the reason I talk about a fiduciary is the highest standard you can be held to in our business. It means everything's done in your best interest, period. So as a general rule, a fiduciary should look at the outcome that you're looking for and then work it backwards to support it with various ideas and solutions in those areas. Anything other than that, you've got basically a salesperson. The benefit of a fiduciary is I have access to the entire marketplace. Certain companies do a fiduciary relationship, but what they do is they limit the portfolio. So you end up buying what they have, and that's how they get around the fiduciary relationship. At wouldn't tolerate that for 1 second, nor should they. Every decision is made in the best interest of the clients, and it's something that we're very proud about because honestly, we don't need a federal law to do it. We've been doing it for 34 years.
Yeah. Awesome. And I can attest to that. I had a previous financial advisor that he literally just sold me products. There was no strategy behind it, and for years I trusted the guy, and, they weren't bad financial decisions, but there was really no strategy behind it. And I just felt like he would sell me like the flavor of the month. So that got annoying. So I do feel like the fiduciary element of the relationship is super important. So Mark, do you want to talk a little bit about what does financial security mean to an independent contractor in particular?
Yeah, and I think you're spot on. I think the issue we look at is that, and again, we do a 4-part series in the offices as well with this. And one of the things that we talk about is the fact that you're not in the real estate business, you're a business owner. And a business owner should understand the tax deductions, of which we do 11 things you should be talking to your accountant about in 2023. You should understand how retirement works. NAR produced a study showing that the average agent has under $10,000 in their retirement plan. at the end of their career. And over 90% of the agents live almost exclusively off of Social Security. We can't have that. ACT doesn't want that. And one of the things that Mike and Thad will probably talk about is how do we make it easier for the agents to take care of the agents so that they can take care of the clients? And I just really applaud this. And we'll get to some of the vehicles that you can use that are part of the ACT platform for the agents. The whole concept is the same way that ACT makes it easy for you to take care of your clients is the same way that ACT wants to make sure they take care of you. We are not here to invest your money. We're here to get you retired. And those are completely different frequencies. So understanding what expenses are deductible for you. And again, we can go into some of these things if we have individual meetings with you. If you go to the chat room, you'll see my calendar invite. If you'd like to set up time with us, as we go through this, hit the calendar link in less than 13 seconds. You go right into my calendar. It's very easy and simple to do, and you'll be dealing directly with me on this. I have a staff of 25 that does nothing but organize the ACT Properties account, and we've had some amazing results, as we'll get to in a second. Taxes, you'll see in a minute that you have the ability to withhold money to put away for taxes so that when it hits your account, you don't spend it, you put it away, which I think is really important. Retirement planning. A 20-year study that we did shows that agents that take monies out of their commission checks have almost 19 times more money. And the reason for it is that by doing a little bit at a time or taking it off the top, an agent's going to say they don't feel it, but that compounds over a lifetime or a career to make an enormous difference with it. And we'll show you some of the stats behind it to really kind of drive home exactly what these issues are, because what Accelerate is really designed for is it's designed for you to take action, not only for your business, but personally. And again, if you subscribe to the concept that I take care of everyone except myself, this is going to be very worthwhile to spend some time on it, because we make it easy, we make it fun, and we make it very specific so that we can execute on the strategies that are important to you. Tracking one click, this has the ability where you can put it all in one place without anything. You could touch a button and your whole world comes up. And why we like this so much is that it makes things very easy and simple. And I've sent a slide to Angela. Hopefully we can pull it up at some point with it. But it really kind of shows you the end result of how we can make this simple and easy for everyone. Let's go to the next one if we could, Angela. So as a general rule, as an independent contractor, when you get your commission check, there is nothing taken out for taxes. That's the definition of an independent contractor. We have about 400 people that take monies out of their commission checks just to put it in a money market that earns 4.5% that they can get at any time that they want to reserve for taxes. Because if you don't reserve for them, you'll find out that about 11% of all real estate agents are on some kind of payment plan with the IRS. And there's nothing good doing that because they charge you 11% interest. You have to get your accountant involved. It's just not a lot of fun all the way through. But by taking the money off, right off the top, you can put it in a separate account to make it very easy and simple, that it's separated. And again, the first 20% really isn't yours. It's the IRS for sure. And it could be even higher than that, depending on what your income is. And we can go through that on an individual basis to really dummy this down to make it simple and easy to execute. So the other thing that's important about it is that you also have FICA inside there as well. And one of the issues that we'll be talking about is that retirement is about that great French word. Anybody know what the French word is?
I do.
The French word is cash flow. It's all about cash flow in retirement. And if anybody says it's not about cash flow, they're not getting close to retirement, because what happens is as you get closer to retirement, you go, this is my income, my fixed income, and this is my expenses. I still have to work. And what we've been able to do for over 200 people in the last 2 years is this: more income than expenses are coming in. And now you get to do what I think is the most important thing. You get to work because you want to, not because you have to. And I think that's probably the most important thing that we can do to support each and every one of you going through this. Again, we make it simple and easy, and I think you'll find the results to be really pretty important. Save 30% of your GCI to go for taxes. That's really important. And also we recommend strongly that you take a certain percent out. You know, the average inside of that is about 8.9%. So somewhere between 5 and 10% out of each check should go into a retirement account to put away for the rainy day. We have everything from no load mutual funds to contracts that will guarantee the greater of either 8% or the market. If in fact you have any IRAs, 401ks, or SEPs, I would highly suggest to set up some time on the calendar invite, because I can show you with these high interest rates where you can lock in an 8% compounded rate or the market, whichever is greater of the two, for retirement. And that could be an enormous difference with it. High interest rates obviously are not good for real estate and not good for business. But it reminds me a lot how my mom used to talk about the fact that interest rates are really high and she should have locked it in longer. These rates, as you'll see at Expo, I'm bringing Dr. Quincy Crosby in, who runs $4.3 trillion of assets at LPL Financial. She's the chief economist, and we'll have her up on stage. And she's going to talk about the fact that these things are going to come down. Well, if we can lock them in at these rates or the market, it could be very supportive to great financial security for each and every one of you, because it's always going to be about cash flow. The automatic deduction program makes it very simple and easy. It's a couple forms to sign, and I'm telling you, the difference between the two is really night and day. The average person that takes monies out of their commission checks has just under $250,000 at retirement, versus the crazy NAR story that's spot on as far as I'm concerned. That said that they did an analysis over 1 million realtors and showed that the average realtor has under $10,000 in their retirement plan. Don't be one of those people. It's really important. All right, let's go to the next one.
Yeah. And I think, AT just wants better for our agents.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes us different from other brokerages is, we don't want you to never be able to retire and have to work until, you're not even able to work anymore. And we want you to be able to retire and have money to enjoy that part of your life. So we just want better for you. So, and this is a reason why we do partner up with Mark and have him offer his services to our agents.
Yeah, I think you'll find this to be really supportive. So take a look at this. Look at this thing right here. On average, over 40% of retirement income comes from Social Security. Where are we going to get the other 60%? Look at this study down below here. To have $1 million at age 70 years old, it only requires 6% of your GCI at 25 years old. But if we wait till 55 years old, it could be up to $45,000 to get that same number for it. There is no bad time to start. What's important is to start. And look at this study right here. If this doesn't jump out at you, nothing will. We try to make it in a position where when we take a look at retirement, we look at it backwards and we look at it, how much cash can we have so we can start generating income for now the rest of your life, but also for the rest of your spouse's life, if in fact you have a spouse.
And I know last time for our last webinar, when Amy and I were going over, financial health, we talked about the importance of just starting now, right? Sometimes, especially financial situations in people's lives can feel so large and you get so stuck in the weeds and you just don't know where to start, right? But I think the key is just starting today, even if that just means making one small change or making one phone call, right? I know last time we talked, I recommended you call a financial advisor if you didn't have one. And if you did have one, call them and do a review and keep on top of things. So you need to start now and don't be embarrassed about it. And don't feel like, there's no solutions for you. There's a way out of anything. And there's a way to always be better with your financial health. So the key is to starting now.
With these interest rates, it's certainly a lot easier to do it than it was when interest rates were zero as far as income. We've had people that are 70 years old collecting Social Security, and I've showed them how to raise their Social Security in that situation. So let's talk about the ways to do this. We have SEPs, we have solo 401ks. These are specifically designed for independent contractors. I'll tell you which one's better for you based on your situation. And then we can sit down and go through all these things. We'll show you the max of what you can do as far as your contributions, and every dollar that you put away in a retirement plan is 100% tax deductible. There is no bad time to start. And again, we've had people in our 70s say, listen, can you really support me with this? And we are able to show very great things in their situation that they didn't even realize that they are eligible for. So taking a certain percentage out of each of your closings makes it very easy and simple for you, and something that I think makes the most sense. You can choose any percentage that you want. There's automatic deductions with it. And again, the most important thing is it is easy and simple in order to do. So Social Security maximization, we have the ability now, and Angela will send this out to everybody, where you have one sheet. Now, this is an actual case that happened inside one of the offices where we had a husband and wife. They had assets all over the place. I mean, I said to them, if you have one more 401k or IRA, you probably qualify for a free toaster. They were everywhere. And by consolidating them all into one, and then putting this in a contract that had guarantees inside of it, I was able to show this couple between both of their Social Security checks and both of their retirement accounts that when they retired, they were going to have a good 6 figures worth of income to retire with. Now, they never thought this was possible, and that's because everybody was selling products. And as Angela talks about, selling products isn't supportive. You know, just because someone says it's a good deal doesn't mean it supports financial security. And the reason for it is that most people aren't looking backwards at this, and we do everything in the reverse because it never makes a mistake with it. It is so important to understand how to maximize your Social Security and how to maximize your retirement. And there's a whole art to it. One of the part of the 4-part series is debunking the myths of Social Security, and more importantly, how to maximize your retirement plans. And again, you know, this is all funded through AD to make it very easy and simple for you. Let's go to the next one.
Talk about for 1 minute, Mark, the importance of having a good accountant, right? I just feel like you really have to work with somebody who knows how to handle an independent contractor situation and can work hand in hand with a financial advisor to make sure that your taxes, your Social Security is all figured out for you.
So we have 6 accountants that we refer, and I always talk to you about what you're looking for so I can make sure that there's a good mix between the two to make it easy and simple for you with it. But having a good accountant that understands not only how to maximize your tax deductions, but more importantly, how to maximize your Social Security. Because if your accountant has never asked you for your Social Security statement, it's alarming because every decision they make affects your Social Security. So there needs to be in tandem with it. If all of a sudden your person's taking all the deductions and then some, and then paying you a low wage, you could find that your Social Security is $700 a month at 70 years old. The maximum is nearly $5,000 a month. Our job is to show you how to raise that, because by raising that, you can put more money away in a retirement plan to zero out the taxes, and then your Social Security becomes cream on top of it. So again, by reversing into outcome of income, it makes it a lot easier to go through. Let's go to each of these things. We've obviously talked about the retirement strategies and Social Security. It's so important to spend time on this. What you don't want to do is wake up down the road and say, listen, I should have done this. It doesn't have to be. And that's why it's so great having Angela really talk about these type of issues that affect everybody. Disability income. At Properties has a 50% discount on disability insurance. And the reason disability is so important for independent contractors is that there's no workman's comp and there is no unemployment. So if you're disabled, your income goes to zero, and it goes to zero very quickly. I'm very proud to say we have over 400 ad agents who have picked up the disability coverage because it's probably the most important thing that any realtor could ever have. Long-term care is supportive if, in fact, independence is important to you. We have a 55% discount through AD for long-term care coverage, and it not only applies to you, but it also applies to your spouse, and it is 100% tax deductible for not only you, but also for your spouse under the federal regs. Probably one of the most important things to have if, in fact, independence is important to you. Life insurance is really kind of nice because we have very inexpensive term insurance policies. You can get up to $3 million of coverage with little more than just simply a phone call in over 90% of the cases, and it makes it very easy and simple. Home and auto. What's important for a realtor is to make sure you have the correct home and auto and business policy, because if you're driving people around and you get in a car accident and you only have the minimum for your car insurance, they could go after your assets. So we include $1 million umbrella in all of the contracts to make it very simple and easy, but more importantly, to make sure if something happens, you've got coverage with it. I can't say enough about the Social Security analysis. We partnered with Nationwide Financial Institute for Retirement, and what they came back with is they came back with an issue where we were able to actually do an analysis on the Social Security and to show your accountants how to raise those numbers so that your retirement income is greater than what it currently has. And then the one click, it just puts it all together. You have one place to go where everything's in one place. You touch a button and your whole world comes up. And again, this is offered free of charge to everybody inside the app. Probably one of the best things that we have. Let's go to the next one.
Awesome. That's all we have, but we do have a question from Michelle.
Sure, of course. Hey,
Michelle says, do you recommend to set up a separate account to put money aside to pay federal instead of mailing in quarterly payments to the government?
Well, I think what the putting the money aside out of each check allows you to bundle it all in one place so that when you have the quarterly checks, you can send them in. This is just designed to reserve so you don't spend it. Because what happens is money goes into one account, people forget about taxes, they have expenses, they pay it, and all of a sudden you end up on a payment plan. By separating it, it allows you to kind of step back a little bit, and more importantly, make sure that you have money that's put on the side so that when that quarterly tax bill comes due from your accountant, you've got the money to pay for it. And I can tell you this, it has saved so many dollars, time, and aggravation by offering this additional benefit that ad doesn't have to do, but that's what ad's about. I mean, they really about giving you something you never thought to ask for.
I mean, in my mind, when you get a commission check, that money should be dispersed in a couple different places. One should be for retirement, one should be for taxes, the other should be for liquid savings, and the other should be for spending and paying your bills.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places your money has to go, but I just think that, to get organized is key, and to work with somebody who can get you organized is important. So any other questions for Mark before we wrap? Anything else, Mark?
For those who don't want to talk, on a Zoom, if you go to my calendar invite, you can set up, and thank you for the 6 people who have already set up appointments. You can click the calendar link. We'll set up a time with you, and I think you'll find it one of the best times, the most valuable time that you're ever going to spend is by making sure that this is all organized for you. And we are committed to making it easy and simple.
Thank you. And Mark's going to be at Expo, everyone. So if you want to meet him in person and chat, definitely visit him in our little vendor booth area. You're having your own table, right?
My own booth. Absolutely.
Fun. I found out that I'm working the photo booth. I think we're having some fun, photo contraption there. So I'm going to be there helping manage the photo booth. So it should be fun. All right.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Angela, you're awesome. Any questions, please feel free to text me, email, Calendly invite. I really appreciate everybody's time. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks.
All right. We're going to go over homework really quick before we wrap. So our homework, if you don't have a financial advisor, please reach out to one, whether it's Mark or the person that I referred last time in my last post in the app. Please reach out to one. And you can also share your financial security worksheet with them as well. If you have a financial advisor, maybe it's time for a review, make sure that you're on track to making sure that you can retire one day. Please attend at Expo. We'd love to see you on October 30th at the Marriott Marquis. We're super excited. We have a lot of good stuff coming for you guys that day. Stay tuned for opportunities to participate in our 2024 business planning. I'm actually putting all of that together as we speak. We have live events coming to every single region, including our Wisconsin, our Michigan, and Indiana markets. So we'll be coaching and training. We'll be going on a little tour to see all of you and get our business planning in order for 2024. And of course, remember to continue those outreach efforts. 2 note cards a day, 5 calls each day. Do your best and remember to update your CRM. So your next meeting is your accountability group meeting next Wednesday, October 25th. And I will post the agenda and another handout from Mark as well in the app after this webinar. So thanks everybody for joining us. I hope you have a great week and I hope to see you at Expo. Take care, guys.